Hello YouTube family, this is Engineer Pat 5290 coming to you with the September Q&A responses. I apologize for my voice, I'm dealing with a little bit of sinus stuff going on right now. Got a lot of different questions in for the month, and I've got a lot of cool questions and a lot of different users here. So let's go and get right to it. We're going to kick it off with Conrail 722 ST80 Mac. He asks, did you know that down in Mexico, Casey has a Bluebird scheme? Actually, yes. Thoughts on the three CSX Spirit units? All three look pretty. I have yet to see 3194. Favorite switcher model for EMD, MP15DC, and also the SW1500. You think the GP60s will get retired? No. If you'd rail fan in one state for a whole week, where would it be and why? New Jersey, because of the variety of railroads that are there. Because you've got Winchester and Western, Conrail shared assets, and you've got CSX, and if you go up a little bit north, you have a little bit of Norfolk Southern, like in Boundbrook, New Jersey. How fast can you rap? I really don't rap, but I know some other people that do. How many states have you been to, and what were they? I've been to several, mostly just on the East Coast, North the Carolinas, of course, Georgia, um, Maryland, of course, Virginia, Pennsylvania, New York. I've been to Texas, Missouri, New Mexico, Colorado, Mississippi. I've been to a few states. How long can you keep a straight face without blinking? I have tried that and I can never really get it right. How many ACCs and Tier 4 credits have you seen? I've only seen like 2 or 3 of each. Norfolk Southern and the MPBL. Basically, MPBL is a part of NS, so basically that's the same company. MPBL is owned by Norfolk Southern and Sears, but NS owns the majority of the company. So they do all the repairs and everything. So that's that. M3 or M5 has to be an M5. Which team can haul for it, pull more freight? The 3985 or the 4014? Definitely the 4014. So thank you, sir, for your questions. CSAO Kid Productions, brand new user. Glad to see you around, man. Um, Two questions: favorite heritage unit and favorite horn. For both the horns, for the Leslie, it's RS3L. For Nathan, it is the K5LA second gen. Um, and for the heritage units, for NS, I love them all though. For CSX, I don't like either one of them. But for Amtrak, it has to be the phase. I like the phases 1 and 2. And also like the Amtrak 406 and the phase 3. So thanks for your questions. Steve Weeby BB channel comes in. Great to see you again, buddy. You plan to go back to Tennessee Valley Railroad Museum at some point, under one exception, when they get Southern 3170 back up and running. So that's my plan there. Most trains you've seen in one day, between 20 and 25. Clinchfield or the ACL? Has to be the ACL. Chassis system or seaboard system? I like both. My uncle worked for Chassis back in the 70s. And seaboard system was cool because I even liked their SD50s. What's the current status of 4001? That is out of the shop. I think they just had to put the horn on it. I think it's going to be turned loose very soon. They're coming out with more DC to AC units. Oh, you better believe it. And what color? They're most likely going to be the black. You going to chase the Santa train in the near future? That's on my list to do. You think BNSF will come out with ATSF and BNACs like NS and UP did? I'm not sure what they're going to do. Technically, they already have heritage units because they've kept a lot of the ATSFs and the BN units still in their original paint. So technically, they have their heritage units. So, really good question here. You plan to go back to Roanoke? You believe it, buddy. CN or BNSF, Canadian National. Have you thought about taking a cross-country trip with Amtrak? I have considered it, but I just haven't done it yet. When you rode the Great Smoky Mountains River, what excursion did you ride? I honestly don't remember, but it was a really pretty one, and plus it was really cool to be on the train and have it pulled by the steam engine. It was really, really something. You think BNSF will start a steam program? I'm not sure on that. Not sure. And the NCTM coming back, bringing 611 back. Yes, that's going to be a good one. So, thank you, sir, for your questions. Take username comes in with a few. Do you believe in aliens? I don't know. Favorite museum at the Smithsonian? I love the American History Museum, but go in the transportation section. That's my favorite section out of that part of the museum. That's a good one. Do you like firearms? I particularly care not to answer that one just because it's on a sensitive subject. Do you prefer the Discovery or the History Channel? Good question. Has to be the History Channel. Do you like space? Yes. I've been interested in rockets and other space equipment for a long time. If you could design your own heritage unit, what railroad would you make it for? And what do you want to commemorate and what designs would you want to put on it? Well, I would kind of like to do my own Conrail heritage unit if you think about it. Put it back in the Conrail can opener or put in the Conrail Operation Lifesaver logo. And thank you, sir, for your questions. Northern Ohio rail action. Glad to see you're coming around, buddy. It's the first time I've seen him on the Q&A. Thoughts on their skit on NS and CSX with PSR? I really don't have a really good answer for that. I just really don't, and I do apologize. But everybody you ask about that, they're going to give you a different answer. So my point is, they're cutting costs. They're putting longer trains. I mean, longer trains are fine for me. Distributed power is fine with me. But other than that, I really don't have a good answer. So I do apologize. But really, thank you for your question for coming around. Come back to next month as well when I start up the other one. So Amtrak 2115 comes in with 7 questions. Favorite specially painted Chivas? Basically, the all 3 of the CSX Spirit units because they're all ES44s. I even like all the GE class of the Heritage units for NS. Favorite Nathan Horn? I do have several. I like the K5LA 2nd Gen and the 3rd Gen. The K5LLA and the K5HLL and the P5 and the P3 and the M5. Favorite U.S. Class 1, Norfolk Southern for the win. Have you heard of the Pacific Surfliner? Oh, yes. That's a train that goes out there in the west. Favorite Amtrak P40 and 42 DCs? I like their heritage units. Their veterans unit is nice. The only one that I think they fell short of was the Phase 3 on the Genesis. But they did nail that one like they did with the Phase 4, the Phase 2, and the Phase 1, and the veterans unit. I really think the Phase 3 should have gone with another F40PH like they did with 406. Favorite Leslie Horn? RS3L for the win. Favorite Fallen Flag Railroad? Oh man, I have so many favorites. Seaboard Airline, Western Maryland, Conrail, Santa Fe, Southern Pacific, the Southern and the NW, just to name a few. So I have a lot of favorite Fallen Flags. So thank you, sir, for your questions. Cheerson Rail Fanny Productions. Great to see you around, buddy. Has a list of 6 questions. I'm glad to see he's coming around. What's your favorite NS rebuild, the ACU or the ACC? ACU on top. If you could bring back any fallen flag, what would it be? I would either bring back Conrail or ATSF. Favorite online retailer? Amazon. Do you have any pets? No, I don't. Do you have plans to visit Deschel and the crossroads of the old Bano? Yeah, that's a good spot, and that's one of my places I want to go to. The last thing he has, I don't know what question 6 is, but I have to admit that I do apologize. Opinions about another from somebody else. Please don't include those on the Q&A for future. So I'm sorry, but this one has to be disqualified. I'm sorry. But thank you very much for the other questions. Stephen KC Railfan has a long list of questions. Have you heard of the manufacturer called ScaleTrades.com? Yes, they produce good stuff. Next one is NYC 484 or the rating T1s. I like the T1s better. If it has plans to announce a law enforcement unit, what locomotive would you see wearing it? Any EMD. UP 1111 or 1943. I like 1943. BNSF 7695 with the golden swoosh or BNSF 4723. 4723. Which retired CSX logo would you bring back for either EMD or GE? The C40-8 standard cab. Thoughts on the Milwaukee with streamlined Hiawatha's? Oh, buddy, I love the Hiawatha's. Would you rather order model trains online or visit in a store? I would prefer visit in a store because you actually get to see the model right there, and plus you can get it in a timely fashion. Plus you're looking at the quality, you're looking at the paint job, you're making sure nothing is damaged, which I strongly recommend. Pizzas or burgers? I love both. Where in Pittsburgh or Altoona are some good rail fan spots? Horseshoe Curve is one of the best. It's the only one that I really know of. But one person that really does that a lot more than I do is Train Act Productions. He's done a lot of videos up in Pennsylvania, so check out Train Act Productions. He has a lot more rail fan in Pennsylvania than I have, and he's encouraged me to go back up. Um, so I would definitely go to him for some help. Thoughts on CP's new rebuilt ACUs? To me, it was an NS ripoff of the design of the locomotive, but the paint job is really good. That's my only favorite thing about them is the paint job because that was the old Canadian Pacific logo, which I thought was really nice. Lehigh Valley or the CNJ, I like both of them. Thoughts on any of the UPGT on the turbine locomotives? Ooh, man, those are not talked about very much. Those things were massive back in the day, buddy. Those were cool locomotives. CNO or the Rio Grande has to be the Denver Rio Grande. Do you prefer the old or the new logo on TTX rail cars? I like the older logo better because the new one is just too plain. It's too much red. But the TTX and the black background and the white letters, just that always catches my eye. So, really, thank you very much for this list of questions. These were awesome. And we do have some more coming up. Brandon Wilson asked 3 questions. Favorite rolling stock on a train? I like a box car, a tanker car, most any rolling stock. Favorite portion on CSX or NS? For NS, I love the Norfolk District and the Portsmouth sub for both of those railroads. I love the CSX A line and also love the old Southern Main line on NS. Favorite train company? Norfolk Southern for the win. Oh, buddy, I'm excited on this one. Austin Trains, great to see you, buddy. Favorite standard cab locomotive for GE or EMD? For GE, it's C40-8, EMD, SD40-2. Unit, do you like mixed freight or unit trains better? I like both. Peterbilt or Kenworth, I like both of them because of their awesome models. Do you prefer a 4-pitch quad horns or mini loud thingies? I love both. And extra, what's your favorite Austin train school? Like mini loud thingy, out of my ears, or anything else I repeatedly say? This is good. I love all your phrases, man. Your phrases are awesome. So, anyway, with this part, we conclude part 1. We'll be bringing up part 2 here in just a few minutes. All right, guys. Thank you very much, and may God bless, and I'll see you in part 2.